Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are choosing our reads for the month of October. We say it every month, but how is it already October? It is the perfect day for picking books. It is pouring with rain outside. I'm in my reading room, of course. I have a coffee. Look how cute this little coffee cup is. Becca got it for me from Anthropology, so I thought that I would use it for the first time now. It matches one of the other cups I have from Anthropology that has bows on it that she also got me for my iced drinks. I'm having a pumpkin chai latte. It's delicious. But the candles are going, the cozy season, autumn is in full swing, and we need to pick my autumn reads. September as a reading month. My reading wrap up will be coming after this video. I somehow think I always do my TBR pools for the next month first before my reading wrap ups. It probably should be the other way around, but just the way that I film them, I like to go into the month of October, start the month knowing what I'm going to be reading in October rather than picking it in the first week of October. So we do pick my TBR prompts before the new month starts, so that's just how it goes. But in terms of my September TBR, this is the first month that I didn't complete it. I feel so bad not completing it, but also it's okay. It's okay that I didn't complete a TBR. If you don't complete your TBR, that's also okay too. TBRs are standards and lists that we create for ourselves. Like, you don't have to read a TBR, and if you don't read your TBR in a certain amount of time, who cares? But anyways, didn't think that I would read as much in September. I thought September would be my lowest amount of reads for the month, but it's actually pretty on track because I was away in Paris for my birthday and I got engaged and was traveling a lot, so I definitely didn't think that I would read as many physical books, and my Kindle came with me most places. So my physical TBR and the TBR book, like the books we picked from my TBR jar, the prompts, I didn't take them with me because I couldn't. And I didn't want to pay to download them on my Kindle. So I read everything that I could on Kindle Unlimited, but then I read some of my Kindle TBR and just mood read and finished some series. So the TBR has grown. The TBR has grown. I actually, there's a pile of books that's staring at me on the other side of the room that I should probably bring over to pick from as well. Let me go and get them. Okay, so I have these two parcels here. The first one says Twisted Sisters Goodies inside, so I'm so excited about this. I have an advanced reader copy of Hollow, which is their new fantasy romance book that's coming out later this year. Got a little signed book plate in there as well. That's cute. But this, I really want to read it because Emily Fun has already read it. Em Fun. She said that it was one of her favorite reads of the year. So we have that. Guys, look at this book stack. Like, how cool is this? I have an ARC copy of Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I can't believe it. So I kind of want to pick a prompt that I can pull for this book because it comes out this month. I'd like to read it this month. These are publisher mail. Yeah, The Games Gods Play I bought in Paris when I was there. But anyways, Hollow is joining the stack. Probably should have done this before filming, but oh, Son of the Morning. I believe this is like a dark gothic romantasy, the publisher had said to me. That's awesome. I love getting fun book mail, so thank you for that. They're gonna join my TBR, so I have some books up here that I wanted to read this month that I didn't get to read this month. And we also have some new additions to the TBR. Like, I have the new Grimm and Oro book in the back here. Yeah, we really need to read more of the physical TBR because it's getting busy. Like, I haven't even added these books to the cart. And I took all these books behind me off of them last month because I wasn't sure about them. So yeah, I am at a point now where I'm struggling to keep up with my TBR. It's kind of getting out of hand. We have the TBR jar prompts here, and we're going to pick 6 prompts and pick 6 books based off those prompts. So we're gonna read the first one. There is one Kindle book that I would like to read, but the rest we're gonna prioritize as physical if we can. So the first prompt, ooh, The Prettiest Sprayed Edge. Now, for The Prettiest Sprayed Edge, I definitely should look at a fairy loot book. What fairy loot books do I have here that I want to read? Ooh, I have Air by Sabat here that I haven't read yet, guys, because I keep seeing her post on her story that she's like working on book 2 and writing book 2 and finishing book 2, and I kind of want to have book 1 and 2 out so I can binge them back to back. Newest additions to the shelf, we have Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. I kind of want to read this. I think it's a polyamorous fantasy romance though, and they're not my fave, I have to admit, but it is beautiful, and I've read her YA series Defy the Night, so I kind of want to see what her adult writing would be like. We obviously have other fairy lit books that I've been on here for a while that I've not read. Like, I really love the look of Air of Storms and this Sprayed Edge. We're going by Prettiest Sprayed Edge, not Prettiest book, but it's really pretty. Oh, which one are we gonna go for? You know what? I think I'm feeling this one. I think I'm feeling a Warrior Princess Assassin. I'm just gonna pop this one back. Okay, what does the blurb say? Warrior King Maddox's fire magic has earned him a ruthless reputation, but now his kingdom is slowly burning, a blaze he cannot control, and his one chance to save it is a marriage alliance with the neighboring royal family of Estranza and their power to manipulate the weather. With war on the horizon, Princess Jory's home needs this alliance, but her family is hiding a dangerous secret. Their magic is fading. When she meets her intended, he sets her heart aflame, but what will he do when he realizes she's deceiving him? Once a young nobleman causing mischief with Jory in Estranza's palace, Asher is now part of the Hunters Guild. Is it guild guide? When a lucrative job arises he can't refuse until he sees the targets. Someone wants King Maddox and Princess Jory dead. Now Asher must decide what he's willing to do to protect the woman he loves and the king she's about to marry. Quite excited for that one. That's the first book that we're reading. Prettiest Sprayed Edge. I mean, they're all very, very beautiful, so I think I could have really picked anything, but I think it's one of the most recent ones in. It's one of the ones I'm most interested in reading at the moment. It's also on the shorter side. Book number 2. Oh, there are so many books I actually really want to read. A new to me author. Okay, that's a really good prompt. Well, so many of the books that I want to read, I have already read those authors. But you know what? No, actually, I was going to pick a book and I realized I already read that author. There's quite a few, so I have not read any B.K. Barson. Guys, I know you keep yelling at me. And is there not a second book that's out in this series? So I could read First Time Caller, finally. That's an option. That's a new to me author. Also, Slow Burn by O.T. Mabuse. That sounds really fun. Oh, it's a dancing one. Oh, she's been on Strictly Come Dancing and Dancing on Ice. That's really fun. The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott I could read. I've not read any Runics yet. I've not read Samantha Shannon. I have read Kate Golden and Mads Rafferty. I haven't read Carly Fortune, but I need to read the other ones first. I have some arcs down here, but they're also authors that I've already read or later books. You know what, this book has been on my TBR for a while. I think we're gonna go B.K. Barson. I also know this is an author that Ellen Catherine loves, and I wanna see what the hype's about. I wanna understand. So Aidan Valentine has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love, which as the host of Baltimore's romance hotline Heartstrings is a bit of a problem. When a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mother, Lucy, the interview goes viral, thrusting Aidan and Heartstrings into the limelight. Lucy thought she was doing just fine, but with all of Baltimore scrutinizing her love life, or lack thereof, she begins to question whether she's as happy as she thought. Maybe a little more romance wouldn't be such a bad thing. Everyone wants Lucy to find her happy ending, even the handsome, temperamental man calling the shots. But as sparks start to fly behind the scenes, Lucy must make the final call between a radio-sponsored happily ever after or the man in the headphones next to her. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be our second one. Kind of not really giving autumn vibes. We're going for it anyways. Prompt number 3. Pick a different color. We're going for pink this time. If I can open them. I use sticky notes, they always get stuck together. Ooh, a book your followers have recommended. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna read Lady of Starfire because everyone was recommending the series to me to start with anyways and to read. And a lot of these are arcs, so they've not really been recommended because they haven't come out yet. But the Lady of Darkness series was highly recommended by you guys to me, especially when I read Let Legacy and loved it, and I haven't finished it yet. And I know that some people are going to be telling me to finish it like ASAP because the book has just come out. Well, it came out end of August, so technically just over a month and a bit ago. But again, I have a physical copy of it, otherwise I would have read it on Kindle, but I'm not going to pay for a second book when I already paid for the paperbacks to go with my series. So the third book that we're reading is Lady of Starfire, and it's the 5th and final book in the Lady of Darkness series. So I can't really read the blurb for this one because it will spoil it, but we are continuing on and we'll be completing a series, so I feel like that's a good one. We're gonna get a big fantasy book off my TBR. Wow, we're really flying through the TBR prompt picks today. Let's go for another color. Let's go blue. Ooh, this feels like cheating. A current Kindle download. My current Kindle download that I just downloaded was The Primal of Blood and Bone, and I didn't read that last month because it didn't come out until the end of September, and then that's when I was away and really busy. That's the last thing I downloaded on my Kindle. Oh, but I also downloaded Every Spiral of Fate. I'm pretty sure it's like 99p right now, which is why I downloaded it. So which one do we want to read? Do we want to read The Primal of Blood and Bone, or do I want to read Every Spiral of Fate? I mean, ideally I'd like to read both of them. 468 pages for Every Spiral of Fate, and the Primal of Blood and Bone I know is going to be huge. But the ending, wait, no, I don't want to read this one again. I tried to read it last month. 1,288 pages. You're joking. I feel like I'm gonna read that one in my own time anyways, and because I did pick it last month and I didn't read it, I think I'm gonna try to read it as soon as possible anyway, so I don't kind of want to put it on my TBR because I'm planning on reading it anyways, and I want to try and get through as many books as I can get through on my TBR. So I think we'll go with Every Spiral of Fate, which is the 4th book in the Diswoven Kingdom series, which is a Persian YA fantasy series with a plot of romance. But at least in like the first book, the romance is very minimal. But it's been so long since I read the series. Like I read it over a year ago. I think it was around this time last year I had actually picked up the first 3 books because they were out, and I think it's going to be a 5-book series. So this is going to be the second last book in the series. And I do want to read and see if I still love the series as much as I did back then, because sometimes when I go ages without reading a book in between a series or I'm waiting for a new release, I start thinking, did I really love that book at that time because it was great and I loved the author's writing, or was it just like a right book at the right time and I love it because of nostalgia reasons? But I don't think so. I think I'm gonna like it too. But also she has started writing the Watch Me spin-off for Shatter Me series and has been preoccupied with that, and I feel like this Woven Kingdom kind of got pushed to the side and forgotten about for a little bit. Yeah, I'm really not sure, but though, did she not say on Instagram that the series has already been like written and completed? Like she wrote the books ages ago, it was just taken a while to get published, so I don't really know what's going on in there, but I think we're gonna go with Every Spiral of Fate. So that's 4 books. I've got 2 more prompts left to pick. Silly Goose Read, thank you. A book with an animal on the cover. So, we obviously have a wolf on the cover of Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Just checking these books in this pile here. Yeah, no animal on those covers. Do we have a book that has an animal on any other cover? Nope. Is there any book on here that has an animal on the cover? House of Bane and Blood has a snake. And that's it. That's literally it. There are no other animals on the cover of any of these books that I have here. So that means that I'm going to be choosing Mate by Ali Hazelwood. So this is a second book. I don't think Ali's done this before. She wrote Bride, and then this is kind of a spin-off following, or a sequel following 2 characters from that. And I guess she kind of did Problematic Summer Romance, which follows 2 characters that we met in Not in Love, but I don't know if this is going to be like an actual sequel or just a spin-off. But it says a human hybrid and an alpha were claw against the bonds of fate. Serena Paris is orphaned, packless, and one of a kind. Coming forward as the first human were hybrid was supposed to heal a centuries-long rift between species. Instead, it made her a target, prey for the ruthless political machinations between wares, vampires, and humans. With her enemies closing in on her, she has only one option left if he'll have her. As alpha of the Northwest Pack, Cohen Alexander commands obedience. His authority is so absolute, only a fool would threaten his mate. It doesn't matter if Serena doesn't reciprocate his feelings, nothing will stop him from keeping her safe. But power-hungry vampires and werewolves are not the only threats chasing Serena. Sooner or later, her past is bound to catch up with her, and Cohen might be the only thing standing between her and total annihilation. So this comes out on the 7th of October, and I do want to read this. And it's a hardcover. Super interesting. So this is the proof copy that the publisher sent to me. It's like a mini hardcover. Where's a normal paperback? That's a normal paperback there. So pretty much like around the same size as a paperback, but it's hardcover. And most importantly, we have a wolf on the cover. So that's our 5th book. We've got our final book to choose. A book by the last author you met. And I'm trying to think, who was the last author that I met? I think the last author event that I went to was the Fairy Loot event with Shalini and Amani. And Shalini doesn't have another book out yet, but I have an ARC copy of Fallen Stars by Amani Ariu. So this is the sequel to Heavenly Bodies. It's going to be a 5-book series. So we're reading number 2. Number 2 is coming out. And I loved Heavenly Bodies. I read it. It was the first book I read this year. It was one of my favorite romantic reads and still is one of my favorite reads of the year. So I'm really excited to see how this goes, because I know that Heavenly Bodies was originally indie published and it has been rewritten and edited for the trad publishing. So if you have book 2 or have read Fallen Stars indie version, it's different. So there are no reviews or anything to go out on because it's just come out, And I don't actually think I've seen anyone read or review this yet in terms of like the new proof or art copies for the trad published version. The back says never make a bargain with a god, and in the series we're following our main female character Alara, who is on the blurb of the book. The premise and concept of the book is Alara is destined to fall in love with a star. A star is like a god, but it will kill them both. So she has to try and find a way to kill this star before it can kill her. And she has to make unlikely alliances and figure things out, basically. But I love a celestial inspired fantasy and magic system. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So that's the last author I met, and that brings us to the last pick of the TBR. So in the month of October, we have 6 books chosen that we're gonna read. We're reading Heavenly Bodies by Amani Ariu, Mate by Ali Hazelwood, Every Spiral of Fate, Lady of Starfire by Melissa K. Rurik, First Time Caller by B.K. Barson, and Princess Warrior Assassin, the Fairly edition. And they are our books that we will be attempting to try and read and prioritize in the month of October. I feel like I need to do an entire month of just reading physical books to get through this TBR, keep up to date. But again, a TBR is one of those things where no matter how much I read, I feel like it's never going to get down, or never going to get down to 0 at least. It's just going to be my own mini personal bookstore collection that I can shop and read. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. I want to know what the top book that you want to be picking up and reading in October is. What's your #1 TBR pick for October? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.